So I'm super excited to start doing a few Instagram videos of some projects that are going to be fun for some holiday decorating that is super cheap. So that's kind of what I want my focus to be here at Valley View Abode, are some ideas that are practical for some of you who don't want to spend a fortune but want to make your decorating beautiful, but you feel like you can't go out and spend a fortune. So I wanted to give you some ideas on ways to just make decorating cheap and fun at the same time. I think part of the fun thing about decorating is doing it your own way and making it yourself sometimes. I had to do that a lot when we were in medical school and residency. I always had to come up with ways that were inexpensive. And so I want to pass some of that ingenuity on to you. So today I wanted to share with you a fun way to add some bling to your Thanksgiving tablescape. So I thought if we started now, you could have this little project done before Thanksgiving. So we're going to make a Thanksgiving tablescape, a Thanksgiving place card holder for your tablescape. And what you're going to need for this project are some coffee stirrers or cocktail straws. These can be found at the dollar store or your local grocery store. I buy them in bulk at Sam's Club because we drink a lot of hot chocolate, but these are super inexpensive and you really don't need a lot of them. You need 6 of them for each project, but 6 of them will make 3 place card holders. So you really don't need very many. And then you'll need some floral wire, and this can be found just at your local craft store. And you would never go through all of this. So for this project, I like to take it from about my nose to the length of my arm and cut, and that's how much you will need for each place card holder. And then you'll need a ruler to know how long to cut your coffee stirrers. Then you'll also need a paper clip for each place card holder. And if you don't have silver, it's okay because we're going to be spray painting this little project, so any color will do. And then you'll also need some sort of metallic spray paint. I'm going with gold because I want mine to just be super glammed up. I want my place card holder to look like it's made out of some sort of gold, rod, and that's why I'm going with the gold. But if you love silver, I think silver would be a great option as well. But I do think that the spray paint needs to be of the metallic nature. Okay, so let's get started with this. The first thing that you're going to want to do is grab 6 of your coffee stirrers, and you need to cut them to the 2-inch length. And the easiest way to do this is to measure them and then hold them and cut at the 2-inch mark. They're going to go flying everywhere, so just ask your kids to sit at your feet and start picking them all up. And then once you've got them all cut, then you're ready to go. So cut your wire, like I said, and you're going to start by feeding on 3 of your 2-inch coffee stirrers. Now you don't need to feed them all the way down on the wire. We're just going to go down a little ways. Okay, you're just going to want to leave just a little tail, if you can see that. And then you're going to fold this to make a nice, crisp triangle. Like that, and then you're going to twist the wires together. And the short wire you'll twist together with the long wire so you have something that resembles that. Okay, now back to the long wire, you're going to feed 2 more of your coffee straws. Okay, and then you'll take is your triangle, and it's going to become the bottom of your pyramid, and you're going to make the side of your pyramid with the other triangle. And then you're going to take your wire and you're going to just feed it up through your triangle, the bottom triangle, and loop these two together just by wrapping it around one time. Now it only needs once because you don't want your wire to become bulky. So now you should have something that resembles that. Now your wire that's dangling down, you're going to take it and just feed it back up through this side. This is the side that you just hooked to the bottom. Now what I do as I'm doing this, I'm making sure that I'm very carefully feeding this back up without getting any weird loops or weird knots in my wire, because these coffee straws really are so fragile and you just don't want them to rip as you're feeding it back up, and you don't want to get some weird loopy knot thing in it as you're pulling. So I kind of guide it in with my fingernail and then I pull it tight. Okay, so then you should have it back up at the top of your pyramid. And now you're going to feed on your last straw, and then he is what's going to solidify your pyramid and bring it all together. And you're just going to wrap once, and now your wire will be back up at the top like that. Let's see. Okay, so now you're going to take your paper clip. And I think the easiest thing to do with these paper clips is to just kind of pull the bottom of the paper clip down, the part that's open. And you are going to feed the bottom of the paper clip right down next to your pyramid. And then your wire is just going to come and wrap right on it. So you're just going to keep wrapping it 5 or 6 times right where it's open until it's nice and tight on there. Like that. Okay. Now you're going to just pop your paper clip up so he's kind of standing. Kind of straighten the bottom up and slide him on there so he's nice and even. And then you're going to take your wire and you're going to feed him back down through one of the straws at the top. Any straw at the top will do. And once again, work really hard to try to help it not get knots in it. And then you're just going to wrap one more time around those 3 corners at the bottom, and then cut. Straighten out your paper clip, and now you have done the first step to making your super cheap, inexpensive place card holder. Now you will need to make one of these for every person that's coming to your Thanksgiving meal. Once you've made all of these, then you'll get ready to spray paint. And I like to do my spray painting outside. My husband wouldn't like it if I spray painted inside. So let's go outside and get the spray painting done.